Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I felt really called to do a pick a card reading today, and I felt called to use feathers. So you're going to pick a feather and a tarot deck and trust your intuition. Usually the first pile you feel drawn to, your gut instinct, is the right one. And don't feel bad if you pick a pile and it's not resonating. You can pick another pile. There's no right or wrong here is what I'm hearing. So just to explain how this reading is going to work, I am going to pre-shuffle oracle cards to get a sense of who this is and a little bit of how they're feeling about you. And then we're going to use the tarot to confirm how they're feeling about you. And then we're going to end with channeled messages. So I'm going to show you the feathers one at a time. So for pile number 1, we have the Wild Unknown Tarot. And we have this Canadian goose feather. This is one of my favorite feathers, not to sway you, but I love that feather. For pile number 2, we have the Crow Tarot, and you guessed it, we have a crow feather. So maybe Mr. Crow will show up for your reading today. And for pile number 3, we have the Likely Tarot. And this is a gorgeous magpie feather, which came all the way from Poland. And I'm very excited to have it. I love magpies. So if you need a minute to sit with the energy, feel free to pause the video and I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. This reading is going to be about how your person is feeling. So if you chose pile 1, and pile 1 is the Wild Unknown Tarot, and this Canadian goose feather, then this is your reading. So let me see, I'm gonna put, where can I put this feather so that you can see it? Let's put it, oh dear. You know what, we're gonna put it over here. There we go. So before I get into the tarot, I do have pre-shuffled oracle cards for you to see who this is and how your person is feeling. You got some extra cards, so there's quite a few to get through here for your person. So I'm going to start with the animal deck, and this actually goes with your tarot. It's the same creator. So for who this is and how they're feeling about you, and don't put too much emphasis on the astrological signs because we all have different astrological placements. So if you only know their sun sign, don't put all, like if this isn't their sun sign, it doesn't mean it's not your reading. So your cards are very interesting and very straightforward. So for how this person is feeling, we have the bunny, or the rabbit, sorry, the rabbit. I like to call it a bunny. So this is someone feeling very timid about approaching you. They feel very scared. This could be someone who catastrophizes, so always assumes that the worst is going to happen or always imagines the worst. This card actually talks about how this bunny kind of always anticipates an eagle is going to swoop in and eat them. So you could be dealing with someone with anxiety, social anxiety, or they're just feeling timid about approaching you because of what happened between you. And that's Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. For who this is, we have the vulture. So that is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Also the initial R, the initial V could be symbolic. And this is one of my favorite cards because the vulture is about, oh, my shoes are squeaking. The vulture is about something that you thought was a tragedy, like a tower moment, was actually a blessing in disguise. And about how the vulture is essential for rebalancing energy. So something could have been off balance in this connection. You could have been giving more than they were, or you were more healed and awakened than they were. You could have also, one thing I was hearing with the vulture is a vulture will pick the bones clean. So you could have tried and tried and tried. Now I'm hearing the song I Hope You're Happy by Blue October. October could be symbolic, or that band. And I'm hearing the specific line, I remember how we tried and we tried. So you could have really tried to work things out with this person or be with this person. But I feel like you were fighting a losing battle, is what I'm hearing, because this person needed to wake up. There needed to be an ending in order for the energy to rebalance. So I don't want you to be hard on yourself if you feel like you didn't do enough, or maybe if you had just said this, or maybe if you had just done this. Anyway, let's continue on. The next card I'm going to get, I am going to stand up to show you this card because I want to make sure you can see it. Now, this card did come out in reverse, and I was shuffling major arcanas, and it came out in reverse, but then I noticed that I was holding the deck upside down, that most of them were in the upright when I was shuffling the major arcanas, but I'm still going to take it in reverse because I feel like I need to for this one. So we have Libra energy with Justice, and I'll just show you the card in the upright. So it says Karma and Justice. But like I said, it came flying out in the reverse. So Justice in the reverse is telling me that this is someone who wronged you, someone who hurt you. And the Justice card talks about if you wrong someone, you will get your karma. It's the law of karma. The other thing I was hearing for Justice in reverse is this person, I'll just show you what I'm hearing. In this card, we see a spiral. So there could have been some sort of unhealthy pattern or cycle that kept playing out within this connection. And you could have tried to make it work, is what I was hearing. I keep hearing that line. I remember how we tried and we tried. But this person could have blamed you or pointed the finger at you for this pattern, this cycle that you were stuck in. And I don't think it was deserved. Like, I don't think you deserve to be blamed for this. I think it had to do with what was going on with your person, their own unhealthy patterns, their own, I'm hearing like illusions. Like they were in some sort of illusion where, or I guess we could say they were a little bit delusional. I shouldn't say that, but I am. Where they thought it was your fault. So I just want to be clear that, again, what you thought was a tragedy was actually a blessing in disguise, because I think it freed you from this pattern. But this person was definitely blaming you unfairly. And I also am noticing this image. We have, you could be counterparts. You could have a soul contract. We have like two halves of one soul. And if you look closely, this side of the soul is full of light. You could resonate with, balancing your chakras, being awakened. And I think your person was still in the dark. And that's what I meant about essential for rebalance. And I feel like this is someone who, I've been channeling this energy a bit lately. I feel like this is someone who maybe has a hard time taking accountability for their own actions or their own mistakes, their own unhealthy patterns. And now there's this fear about coming towards you to take accountability. So continuing on, let's do these two cards together. We have sunglasses, watching, looking, perception, stalking. So right now this person is watching you. I'm kind of seeing that with the rabbit. They're kind of timid about approaching you, so they're watching you from a distance. That's, showing that they're still lacking confidence. They're still in some unhealed energy. And sunglasses could be symbolic, but these are actually glasses, not sunglasses. And it says perception. So I feel like whoever this is, they were very stuck in their perception. And when someone is so stuck in their perception, it's like, let's say you thought the sky was blue and they thought the sky was green. And they would have fallen on their sword. Do you know what I mean? I'm really bad with expressions, but they would have fallen on their sword because how can I put that? Because their perception is the sky was green. It didn't matter how many times you said it's actually blue, the sky is actually blue. Lots of people believe the sky is blue. Scientific studies show the sky is blue. They would have died on their sword defending their perception that the sky was green. I feel like you couldn't convince this person of anything. And I feel like watching you from a distance, their perception is changing. Then we have not today. So it falls in with that bunny, that this person, there's a fear here of taking accountability and kind of admitting that they blamed you unfairly. Boundaries and hurt, so you could have boundaries up. They could have hurt you, and maybe, you put up strong boundaries. It says avoiding conversation, not dealing, still upset. So this person could have the perception that you're still upset with them, and perhaps that's, feeding that fear of approaching you. They could feel like you're in Queen of Swords energy, and that if they come in, you're going to be cold and withdrawn with them. But it's also about avoiding, like I keep hearing, avoiding taking responsibility or avoiding taking accountability. Continuing on, we have memories, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet. So it almost feels like I'm hearing bittersweet symphony, but there's a bittersweet energy here because I feel like they are learning a lesson, especially about themselves, but it's bittersweet because you're no longer in their life is what I'm hearing. It's 6 of Cups energy, so this person is reminiscing about you, thinking about memories with you, past memories. I don't know where I'm going to put all these. I haven't figured that out yet. The next one, we have mistakes, misunderstood, victim, lost soul. So this person could have felt like they were the victim here. And that's what I'm getting with this, this person this rabbit who catastrophizes and feels like they're the victim, right? Like at any moment, an eagle's going to swoop down and eat them. I do feel like your person misunderstood the energy that was going on in this connection. And I feel like your person is a bit of a lost soul. They could have fragmentation of the soul, and just that Justice card with, I feel like one of you was really working on yourself, you, and then the other person wasn't. They were still this fragmented soul who hadn't awakened yet. And it's hard for an awakened person and an unawakened person who's closed off to healing to come together and find balance. And that's, again, why the vulture is here. It's essential for rebalance. All right. It actually worked out that you had extra cards, I think, because they're going to line up perfectly. All right. Anyone wondering about decks? I got this deck. I think it's by Elmira and the Divine. ELMIRA and the Divine, and I got it off of Etsy. And these decks are just like off of Amazon. They're just random oracle decks. This is the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle by Kim Krans. And the deck I'm using is the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans. And then this one is Mira Visions, and I got it off of Tarot Stack. So the creator of this deck actually has 2 decks. One is blue, one is green, and this Mira deck is both of those decks combined. That's why we have Justice and Karma. By the way, your person could have also received some karma. So whatever they did to you could have been done onto them, I'm hearing. So let me just, we'll go in. This is the order they came out. So we have possessive. So this person could be watching you, feeling kind of possessive of you. But this is also explaining who this is, right? So they could have been watching. So there's another confirmation that they're watching you. And they could be jealous about whatever they're seeing in watching you, however they're watching you. This person could have been in distorted masculine energy where they wanted to control the situation or they had too much control. They could be jealous, monitoring you. They could have monitored you while you were together. I don't know. That doesn't sound healthy. It says narcissistic traits. So not a narcissist, but narcissistic traits. And there's lots of narcissistic traits. I can kind of, even just the blaming you and the victim mentality, like they're the victim, that's kind of narcissistic tendencies there. There could have been gaslighting. I talked about blue sky versus green sky, and I said this person could have wanted, like they could have been willing to die on their sword to defend their perception. And when someone is that, hell-bent on their perception, it can result in gaslighting. So there also could have been gaslighting. And it stems from being insecure. So I do feel like whoever you're connected to is still in this insecure energy. So I feel like they need to kind of work on their root chakra. We have excluded, shut out, left out, blocked, rejected, not part of your life, pushed out. So you could have definitely, even if this person pushed you away first, you could have, this person could have been like, there's the door, you know how to use it. And you could have been like, well, I'm going to walk through that door then. Or maybe you put up boundaries first and you stepped away from this energetic imbalance, especially if they were wronging you with that justice in reverse. But now they're watching you. They're kind of on the outskirts of your energy, watching you, feeling left out, feeling excluded. You could be going through a glow up, or you could be, focusing on things that make you happy. You could be spending time with family, friends. Maybe you're dating someone new. And this person is feeling, it's not the healthiest, but they're feeling jealous and a little bit possessive of you because they still feel attached to you. So they feel like 5 of Pentacles left out in the cold here. And then this one came out. I was only going to get 2 cards, but this says forgiving, wanting to build bridges, wanting to reconcile, forgive and forget. We all make mistakes. Approachable, ready to talk, make amends, which is interesting that this came out because they're avoiding taking accountability. They're avoiding apologizing, yet they still want your forgiveness. And this could be someone who hopes that, oh, we can just forgive and forget. And, maybe if enough time passes, we can just reconnect and forget all this happened. But I talked in a reading yesterday that it's really important when it comes to mending a connection to integrate these lessons and to learn from them and to talk about them and to heal them. Otherwise, it's just accumulated baggage. So you're coming back together with baggage, if that makes sense. So this person does want to build bridges. You know what's interesting is I feel like they could feel like you have a very, very forgiving nature. And I'm looking at this, we all make mistakes. So you could be someone, even when I said mistakes, I was feeling this energy of, I don't want to say making mistakes because mistakes are stepping stones to doing the right thing, or, everybody makes mistakes. That is true. It's important to learn from those mistakes. I don't ever, expect my children to make a mistake and then instantly never make that mistake again. Sometimes we have to, if we think about the Phoenix, sometimes we have to make the mistake a few times before we learn the lesson. So you could actually be someone who was very forgiving in the past to this person, tried to reconcile, tried to make it work. Again, that song, I remember how we tried and we tried. Another line in that song that's standing out to me is, I hope you're happy even if you're not mine. So I feel like this person doesn't feel like they're yours anymore. Not part of your life. And they know they need to make amends, but they're still avoiding this. So I definitely don't think you're talking to this person. If you are talking to them, I bet it's just surface level and you're still wondering, when are they going to apologize? When are they going to take accountability? So that's what we have for who this is, how they're feeling. Now we are going to move on to tarot to see more. We have the Magician and we have a cheetah. So that's actually, the cheetah is symbolic of divine masculine energy, movement. The Magician is symbolic, it's germo. Maybe your person's a germaphobe, or you are. I was gonna say Gemini and Virgo, but I combine the words like I do. So that's about communication. And the Magician, the shadow aspects of the Magician, like this person could have appeared manipulative because of their, you know, because of their fragmented soul, or because they were so stuck in their perception. They definitely could have appeared manipulative. We have the Three of Swords, separation, pain, the need to heal, the need to apologize. And that's what I mean, like their narcissistic traits could have come from unhealed wounds. That doesn't mean you have to put up with them though, but it gives us some insight to, like, humans are very complicated. Things like that stem from somewhere. And we have the Queen of Wands, glow up energy. So for some of you, this person could have put you in a third-party situation, or they could have taken up with a karmic and got their karma. You know, they could have taken up, I'm not saying that's for all of you, but with the karma card and what you thought was a tragedy, karmic partner, could have been a blessing in disguise because they taught them a lesson. They either treated them exactly the way they treated you, or your person treated them the way they treated you, but there were consequences. And if you don't resonate with that, you would know. If you're resonating with that, you would know about that. This is also Queen of Wands energy. So we see, you know, this snake protecting their eggs. So very symbolic of like protecting your energy. It's glow up energy, stepping into your confidence. All right, so I'm going to cut the deck. I wouldn't, yes, yes. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if you are in Queen of Wands energy, very magnetic, because we have these cards about them watching you. We have several cards about them watching you. We have the Empress, divine feminine energy. And I'll tell you, if you're a divine feminine, I mean, I believe in karma. I believe in good karma. I believe in karmic retribution, or I don't want to say bad karma, but I believe in karmic lessons. I believe that when you do good, you will be rewarded with good, with abundance, with good karma. And when you wrong someone, you'll also receive your karma for that. But especially divine feminines, if this person wronged you, the universe would be definitely delivering some karma to them, because, you know, you're protected, divine feminine. But Empress, this is beautiful. So it feels like you are no longer chasing, that you, I don't chase, I attract. You know, I'm hearing, I don't have to convince someone of my perception. I don't have to chase consistency. I don't need to chase someone who's not willing to heal. It's also symbolic. Yes, yes. I wanted to call you the B word. I was like, yeah, bitch. Anyway, in a loving way, of course. But we have the Queen of Cups, and look at this Queen of Cups. A swan, divine feminine energy, what I wouldn't give for a swan feather. Oh my gosh. If I had a swan feather, I would have used a swan feather for this deck. But Mother of Cups, Queen of Cups energy. Reminder, my readings are not about gender. So it does look like you're protecting your energy right now. Look at that. How she, not gendered, but this swan has their wing over their cup. So I feel like right now, like that is very much you focusing on yourself, not chasing, focusing on filling up your own cup. No, Mr. Crow is here. What up? What up, Mr. Crow? I know, you're great. I love you. Protection, the crow. So you are protecting your energy right now. Mr. Crow is confirming it. But this is very like focused on yourself. I don't overextend myself to this. Anyway, very nice. 10 of Swords. Painful ending. Leading to a lesson. So I feel like there was an ending here. What you thought was a tragedy was actually a blessing in disguise. And now this reading is about your person's feelings, but even if this is how they're feeling about you, but I can tell with how they're feeling about you that you're not taking action towards them. Because this is very much the energy of someone not taking action, focusing on themselves. So I do feel like this person feels like you're very down to earth, very nurturing, very healing, and you really could have triggered what they needed to heal here. They feel like since the ending, since the painful ending, there could have been a betrayal, 10 of Swords. Taurus could be symbolic. That's a bull. Technically, it's an error card, but that looks like a Taurus to me. So since this ending, you've been really focusing on yourself. That's how they're feeling. All right, so let's see. I want to look at this person's energy first. So show me the energy of the person connected to pile 1. All right, so we have 2 of Pentacles. So this is definitely someone going back and forth. Should I reach out? Shouldn't I? It does look like they're going through some sort of transformation. We have a butterfly here. That's rebalancing the energy, right? Because these 2 pentacles are in balance. So there is something about rebalancing their energy. The cards that fell on the floor, we have the Knight of Wands in the upright. And I don't know what the card underneath it is, but it's in the reverse. It might be a 5 of some sort. So this is someone trying to restore balance in their life right now. But it's also the energy of like going back and forth. Should I reach out? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? It's the card that that comes before the 3 of Pentacles, which is about collaboration, working as a team. So right now, I always describe it as kind of sitting on the fence. Like, should I or shouldn't I? Or I'm seeing a seesaw. I don't know why I'm seeing a seesaw. We have the Queen of Wands and the 4 of Swords in reverse. So they are, how can I put this? For some of you, there's definitely, I'll go for the third party explanation first. For some of you, there was a karmic involved here. Again, that wouldn't be news to you. You would know about this karmic. And whatever that karmic lesson was, it's awakened them. It's given them clarity with that 4 of Swords in reverse. They've had some sort of epiphany because of a karmic lesson. Because, like I said, perhaps the karmic, whoever it is, doesn't have to be love, could have treated them interesting. Could have treated them the way they treated you. Now, what is this clarity about? What is this awakening about? That's just for those of you with the third party. The third party could have been very inconsistent with them, could have neglected them. We have the Son of Pentacles in reverse, which is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So they could have taken up or had some sort of karmic lesson through a friend, through a coworker, maybe love, where that person was inconsistent with them, hot and cold, maybe even a little bit hot-tempered, neglecting them, or neglecting, like if it was a coworker, they would have neglected whatever job they were working on. Maybe they were working with someone who neglected doing work, or who didn't put in effort, or a friendship where somebody became really inconsistent, didn't put in effort to the friendship, it's brought them clarity. Now, that's just for those of you who resonate with the third party. For those of you who know there's not a third party, this is something very different. This person, well, no, it's the same actually. I'm rambling a little. I feel like your person is nervous to talk to you. So one thing I'm seeing here is we have fire and earth. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we have air here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We also had the Queen of Cups, so water energy, everybody's here. The Empress is Taurus and Libra. I do feel like this person could be younger than you or just more emotionally immature than you, or when it comes to stability, more immature than you. So maybe they don't, maybe you have more stability in your life. Maybe you have a home and they don't. There's a bit of like younger energy with an older energy here. But it's really interesting, your person's energy, because I see this as you and a breakthrough, a moment of clarity that they are having right now about you when it comes to their own inconsistency. Confirmed. Yes, I just said breakthrough. And I hadn't looked under the Two of Pentacles. Look what's under the Two of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords. So they are having an epiphany. They're having a moment of clarity right here. That's what the Four of Swords is about. It's when you're in separation, pain, wounding, 3 swords, and then you have the 1 sword that brings that clarity, that aha moment, that moment of epiphany. So this person is having an epiphany about how they maybe were inconsistent. Maybe they prioritized friends over this connection, work over this connection, hobbies over this connection. They're having a breakthrough, a realization about how they were inconsistent, hot and cold, hot-tempered, and that the fact that they neglected this connection, they didn't put enough effort in. Where I feel you were putting in effort. We had that Queen of Cups, and I kept saying about overextending yourself. So I feel like you were putting in a lot of effort, and they're having a realization that they weren't matching you. And again, maybe that came through a karmic, a friend, a coworker, a lover. That could have been triggering for you if it was love related, but what you thought was a tragedy was actually a blessing in disguise, right? All right, so that's their energy. I want to see their perception of what energy you're in. So this doesn't mean the energy that you're actually in, it's their perception, because they seem to be watching you. There's a little bit of dirt there. There we go. Oh. All right. You could be someone who is very tidy and clean. All right, maybe they're messy. So what is their perception of the energy you're in since they're watching you? What is their perception? We have the Six of Pentacles. Wow. And the King of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. So their perception about how you're doing. First of all, there's definitely an energy where you could be, remember, this is their perception, but they could be watching you do something for work. So they could be watching you at work, or if you're doing something on social media, I'm getting mission vibes. We have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is about being a mentor to others. And the Six of Pentacles is about balance, reciprocity, equal give and take. So their perception is that right now they could be watching you help people on your mission through work. Like this could, maybe it's not your mission, maybe it's just your job. Maybe you help others in some way, or you're a mentor to others, or people look up to you. but their perception is that you are in very stable energy. And we have more like older energy coming through when they're looking at you. So whether you're older or you're just more mature. Six of Pentacles is an energy of, like I said, giving to others. So their perception is that you're giving your energy to others. Very interesting, because this card says excluded, not a part of your life. So they see you giving to others, but not to them. The other thing that's coming, spiritual, they see you as someone who's spiritual. The Chariot, so you're moving forward. Their perception is that you are moving into alignment, like you're moving forward. You're not staying stuck. I just heard any more, so maybe for a while you were stuck. And their perception, it's very clear here, their perception is that you want something balanced. You want something reciprocal. Someone who gives to you like you give to them. You want commitment, stability, emotional and financial stability with someone. You want loyalty. You want commitment, marriage. That's their perception of you. So that could have been part of your boundaries, or that could have been something you said to them once upon a time, is that, I don't want inconsistency. I want stability. I want consistency. And now they see you going after that stability. Their perception of you is that you are doing very well. Maybe their perception is that you have a reciprocal partner in your life. All right. How do they think, I just want to get a little bit into their head here. How do they think you feel about them? How do they think you feel about them? How do they think you feel about them? High Priestess in reverse. Crossing. So this is how they think you feel about them. So they think you feel like they hide things from you, or they have programming that, the High Priestess can be about like our lifelong programming and seeing through that programming. The fact that it's in reverse, I don't know if you talk to this person about like childhood wounds, but they think that you feel like they're not listening to their intuition, that maybe they wear a mask, maybe they hide who they really are. I'm seeing the mask card with the word gaslighting on it. So this is how they think you feel about them. Hidden motives, confusion, cognitive dissonance. So this person could have created, and again, this is their perception of how you feel about them. So they think that you feel that they created confusion and cognitive dissonance within this connection. And I do believe they confused you. I do believe they created cognitive dissonance, because cognitive dissonance is when your heart and your mind are at war with each other. It's when someone's words are saying one thing and their actions are another, and it creates that cognitive dissonance where you don't know whether to listen to your logical mind or your heart. Like you could have really loved this person, but your logical mind could have been telling you they're mistreating me. That's cognitive dissonance. It leaves you feeling confused. And that's how this person thinks you feel about them, that they're confusing, that they created this cognitive dissonance within you. Hiding themselves, so they think that you feel like they hid themselves from you, or held back from you, or kept things secret from you. And that They need to try a new approach here with the High Priestess in reverse. Let's get one more. They could have been secretive. How do they think you feel about them? 10 of Cups in reverse and the Hanged Man. Disharmony, separation, meddling relatives, unfulfilled, Hanged Man energy, like you felt like you had to pull your energy back, or that you've, you feel like this person needs a new perspective. Again, this is how they think you feel about them. So they think that you felt a lot of disharmony, sadness. I just heard because of them. And you know what? That cognitive dissonance makes sense if they were blaming you unfairly, because your mind, you could have seen very clearly what was going on here. But if they were blaming you unfairly, that creates self-doubt. That creates confusion. That's the harm of, even if it's not intentional, that's the harm of gaslighting, is it causes a person on the receiving end to question themselves. And it causes that confusion where they feel like they're going crazy. 10 of Cups in reverse, unhappy, disharmony, isolation, separation, meddling relatives, quarrels. And that they need to address underlying issues and work towards finding balance. So you could have even told this person, you need to look within. Neil could be symbolic. You need to look within, because there's something out of balance here. Let's see how they're feeling about you. Excuse me. How are they feeling about you right now? How are they feeling about you? We have the Tower on the bottom. We have Queen of Cups on the floor. Confirmation. We have Temperance and the Seven of Pentacles. Temperance, that's the energy of that right there. So right now this person feels like you are healing. You're focused on balance. They feel like you were extremely patient with them, but you can only be patient for so long if someone is, projecting or I'm hearing empowered empath. You could be an empowered empath. For how they feel about you, something was definitely out of balance here with Temperance. And they're re-examining the priorities they've chosen over you, whatever that may be. They feel like right now you're protecting your energy, you're focusing on self-love. Usually, I love this card. Usually on the Queen of Cups, there's a lid on that cup. So like protecting your energy, no longer giving to this. Seven of Pentacles. There's definitely a theme where there was an imbalance. You were overgiving and investing, and they weren't meeting you halfway. And there's something healing about your energy, which I believe triggered them. For the Tower, that's about revelation. So they are having a revelation about this right now, an epiphany, like I said. I also feel that they're realizing that you were investing in this connection, but the Seven of Pentacles talks about how a connection can't work if only one person is investing, only one person is putting in time and energy, only one person is healing. It has to be a team effort. Like you both have to be doing that. You both have to be healing. They feel like you were very patient with them. You invested and invested and invested, and maybe never saw the fruits of your labor with the Seven of Pentacles. There's a lot about neglecting a connection in these cards. One more about how this person is feeling about you. Sagittarius energy, Pisces. How is this person feeling about you? Ace of Wands. So they are feeling inspired to take action towards you. There's a lot of attraction here. But it looks like they're afraid to take action towards you, or they're nervous about taking action towards you right now. Let's see their intentions. Current intentions. We have the Ten of Wands and we have the Sun. So there is something about completion here. Yeah, Two of Cups. There's something about a completion here. So their intentions are to put down this baggage, to put down these burdens, and to come towards you to heal this, to bring clarity, to have an honest conversation with you. That's the Ten of Pentacles and the World in reverse. There could be something about them. The Ten of Wands is about baggage that well, it's about a lot, but it can be about baggage we accumulate since childhood, especially with the Ten of Pentacles and the World in reverse. So it feels like their intention is to have an honest conversation about their patterns and how they took you for granted, World in reverse. How they know they took you for granted. So the Ten of Wands, when this person feels like they've made enough progress, that's when they're going to pick up that Ace of Wands and take action. Because again, the Ten of Wands, it talks about how it's a sign that there's progress being made. They're nearing the end of a completion, and once they put down those 10 wands, that's when they pick up the Ace of Wands. I'm just going to confirm their intentions. Intentions. What are their intentions? Yeah, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So that's about clarity and action. So once they have that clarity, the Sun is right there. They could have made you feel like an option. They could have prioritized other things. It's interesting when the Seven of Cups in reverse, because it shows just one cup in the upright. So it's like this person makes a choice to come towards you. Could happen very impulsively. We have the Knight of Swords on the bottom. So that means there's a lot they want to say to you, and it talks about impulsive action. It's funny, your person is still in a bit of, like, I'm getting confused by their intentions here. Let's see what action they're going to take. Look at that. Okay, that makes more sense. So they're going to put down this burden, take action, come towards you with clarity about possibly their aggressive behavior, and bring justice. Accountability. All right, for their impulsive behavior, maybe it was impulsive behaviors. I also heard aggressive. What action is this person going to take in the near future? Near future action. Near future action. Very specific card wants to come out here. Near future action, please, Spirit. What is happening? Near future action. Page of Wands. Son of Cups. That makes sense with the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands, and I talked about picking up that wand. That's inspired action right there, Page of Wands. Knight of Cups. So there is an offer of vulnerability coming in here. They're going to take action. Could be a flirty message, could be a romantic message. The Knight of Cups is also about rekindling. They're afraid you're going to refuse their offer. Oh my gosh, look at this. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. So the Eight of Swords in reverse is taking control of this situation. It's coming in with a new perspective. Release from a self-imposed prison, which is what they're in right now. So they're going to send you a message and you're going to see that they have a new perspective. But I also feel like you're going to see them protecting their energy a little bit, out of fear that you're going to refuse their offer. Because remember, they're nervous. That's near future energy. So Page of Wands is 11 days. Eight of Swords is 8 weeks. So 11 days to 8 weeks. Let's just get one more for action. I notice the cards keep falling on the floor. Maybe you're dealing with a runner. So we have the Page of Pentacles. That's good. That shows an offer of growth. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So a stable offer. But these pages, the Star. So you're gonna, there's an offer of healing here. But they're coming in. They're not coming in King energy or Queen energy. They're coming in a Page energy. So it's going to be, I don't want to say immature, but I want to say timid. They're coming in timid. What advice do you need about this person? That's also a new start, fresh chapter or new chapter. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords here. So, your advice, focus on self-love, focus on healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries are meant to protect you, not build walls. When this person comes in, if they have not shown, if they're not willing to have an honest conversation with you to clear up the miscommunications, then Spirit is saying to, you know, keep your boundaries up. Strength, stand in your strength. It's hard to do that. It's especially if you had a hard time setting boundaries, it's especially hard to keep those boundaries when someone you have feelings for or a family member comes back, right? So trust your inner strength, trust your inner knowing. You'll know if this person, like what I'm seeing is they're offering, you'll see growth in them. They'll have a new perspective. So they'll say, you know, I blamed you unfairly. I've been working on myself. I want to heal. If they come in and they're not in that energy and they're repeating a pattern, Spirit's saying, you know, if they're acting from a place of ego, it's about remaining strong in your boundaries and to be authentic and honest. You know, don't play small when this person comes in to talk to you. Don't walk on eggshells. Speak from an authentic place. Speak from a place of power. It doesn't mean you have to like tell this person off or cut them off or anything. But remember how much work you've done on your self-love. if they're not ready to match that, then you need to be strong and keep your boundaries up. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It does look like there's going to be an honest conversation here in the future, but just remember your boundaries is what I'm hearing. So we're just going to get a few channeled messages from your person. Look what just fell out. Checking on your social media has become a new daily habit of theirs. All right. So what does your person want to say to you? So one thing I am seeing is with this angry card, you push my buttons on purpose. I'm upset that you have control over me. I feel like that's a bit of a projection because they wanted to control this situation. And I feel like you were triggering them. You were triggering their ego. It's not your fault if they reacted in an angry way. I don't think you were pushing their buttons on purpose. I think you were revealing some of their wounding. But I was hearing aggressive, remember? So I do feel like they were quite aggressive with you and maybe for a while even angry. Was it deserved anger? I don't think so. We have planning. I've been preparing a love offer for you. You will be shocked and surprised. Interesting. So they are already thinking about approaching you. It's in their intentions. It's in their feelings. Confused. So this person did confuse you, and it created confusion within you. It also said, I didn't know, or it also says, I didn't know whether I wanted to be just friends or lovers or if I was ready for a relationship. So this could have been someone who was like telling you, well, I don't know if I want anything serious, but continued to like engage with you, or like maybe they kept saying like, I need more time before I know if I'm going to commit to this. Daydreaming, you're always on my mind even when I try and forget about you. Cadence, you are my muse, my inspiration to create. You ignite my soul. The Ace of Wands. Karmic, I had a karmic attachment that wouldn't let me go. They're causing chaos and drama. So there was, for some of you, there was a karmic attachment here. And we have apology. I'd never take you for granted again. I've learned my lesson. The world in reverse. I am so sorry. And on the bottom, I like to play with this feather. The silence between us has given me the insight I needed to set my soul free. So, pile one, that is your reading. As always, I am sending you lots of love and light. Whoops, it wanted to come with me. And I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, pile two, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Crow Tarot and this crow feather, this is going to be your reading about how your person is feeling about you. So the oracle cards are going to show us who this is and how a little bit about how they're feeling about you. And then we are going to pull some tarot to explore how they're feeling about you. We're also going to see what their perception of you is and how they think you feel about them. And then we'll end with channeled messages. So we're going to begin with these oracle cards to start. There's a bunch of them. So let's begin. So for who this is and how they're feeling about you, we have the sea serpent. So blue eyes could be symbolic. You could be very spiritual, or this person could be waking up spiritually. This card is about healing emotional wounds. So you could be someone who spent a lot of time healing your own emotional wounds, reparenting yourself. And the person you're connected to could have mother wounds that caused them to have some emotional wounding. So I do feel like this person is working on healing those emotional wounds. I also feel like they're feeling like in order to be with you, they have to heal in order to come back towards you. There's a lot of distance and separation in this pile. Actually, on the bottom of the animal deck, I wanted to take note, we have the frog. So releasing, cleansing, healing. This person could be feeling like you released them. Also that they need to heal before coming back towards you. Then we have the shark. So we have a spiritual card, and we also have water energy here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So there is something that this person wants to talk to you about, and it keeps resurfacing. There's something about how this could be someone who kind of bottles up their emotions or pushes them down. And I always talk about how we can try and push those emotions down, but they're just going to keep resurfacing. However they're feeling about you keeps resurfacing, and it's going to keep resurfacing until they're honest with you. To bring into balance, be honest about something. So this person could owe you some kind of truth, or they could be wanting to be honest with you about something. It could also be wanting to be honest about some of the emotional wounding that they have. And I did get a major arcana card for this. And the major arcana that's coming out for them is the Star. And the other card is the Veil. So I do feel like this person feels like this is a fated connection. You could shine in some way. You could have triggered healing within them. And you're someone who sees through the veil. So you could be someone who can see through emotional wounding and patterns and programming, things like that. But there's a lot about healing here, which is good because it shows me 333 on the timer. And an airplane. So spiritual ascension. But I am getting this person is someone who's feeling called to heal. And it just keeps coming back up for them. Sometimes maybe they deny it or push it away, but it keeps resurfacing, this need to heal. I'm just going to shut this because the sun is shining right into my eyeballs. There we go. That's better. So Aquarius energy with the Star. They still have hope for this connection. And they definitely feel some sort of healing energy coming from you. So you could have really triggered some of these emotional wounds, or you could have seen through their emotional wounds. You could have told them, like, I'm hearing when I tell you guys your shadows don't define you. So you could have said to them, like, I see that you have emotional wounding. I see that you have mother wounds. I understand. But there's definitely distance between you. But they're starting to see through that veil. We have coffin, new beginnings, liberation, reborn and transition, tragic ending. So this could be someone who recently lost someone. But I think this, for a lot of you, this is about an ending between the two of you. And endings lead to new beginnings. So I feel like whatever this ending was led to healing in both of you. And again, I feel like this person has been needing to heal for a while, and it keeps resurfacing. And maybe they were really good at suppressing emotional wounds, but it doesn't look like they can suppress them anymore. And the need to talk to you, the need to be honest with you, it's encircling them right now. We have self-indulgence, self-worth and value, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So this is someone working on healing. This is someone who knows they need to, look at these shadows that they've pushed deep down inside of them. I also feel like they see you as someone who is focused on self-love right now, who's done shadow work, who's taken the time to heal. And I know as someone who's been through healing, when you start to heal, that's your hope for everyone, is that everyone can heal. So maybe you even tried to help heal this person. They could have pushed you away. I'm not sure what the truth is that they want to be honest with you, but there's definitely an energy of wanting to confess something to you. We have distance, separation, space, blockage. So there's an emotional distance, could even be a physical distance here between you, but there's space between you. I'm hearing that song, The Space Between by Dave Matthews. And we have one day, someday, somewhere, another time. So they do have this hope with the star that someday you'll be able to come back together. You'll be able to close this distance. If this is someone who's, also healing, they could have it in their mind, or maybe it's their intuition telling them that they need to heal before they approach you. There's definitely hope that there can be a new beginning here with this one day and the coffin and the star. It shows they still have hope for this connection, that you can close the distance and come back together after healing. We have anxious, fearful, on edge, overthinking, nervous, worried, imagining the worst. So this could be someone who's nervous to tell you this truth. Maybe there's a truth about their childhood they need to tell you. They could be nervous that they haven't done enough healing yet. There's this anxiousness about approaching you. So maybe, you're someone who has gone through a lot of healing and can see through that veil and can see through them. Maybe you're highly intuitive. Like I said, I'm hearing like maybe you're someone who can see through emotional wounding. So you can see when someone's hiding behind their ego, or you can see when someone's acting from a wounded place. So this person could feel like they can't hide anything from you. You can see right through them, making you a little bit intimidating, I'm hearing. We have space, do not disturb, rebalance, thinking, clearing head, self-care, difficulties. So this is someone who is rebalancing their energy right now. And this space that I'm feeling, it could also be that you put space in between you. This person could have crossed one of your boundaries, or you could have set boundaries with this person, because on the bottom of the deck, we have stop. No means no, no more, not again, blocking, no longer tolerating this, respect my boundaries. So I feel like somebody put up boundaries here. I feel like it could have been you, which is why this person is anxious about approaching you. Especially if you said, don't approach me until you've done some healing, right? You set a boundary that you were not going to engage until there was some healing, or until this person was ready to be honest with you. And we have grief. This could also be what they want to be honest with you about. There could be, maybe they lost someone and they want to tell you that they lost someone and they've been going through a hard time, but lost someone they love. That could be a family member, a friend. It could also very much be through you. It could be both. Pain, sadness, endings. Endings bring new beginnings. Going through the motions, processing a loss, missing, crying. And you know what happens when somebody is really good at suppressing their emotions? Think of a can, like a pop can. And every time you have emotions, you suppress them. So imagine shaking that can to suppress them. Shake that can to suppress them. Shake that can to suppress them. Once those emotions bubble up, once you relieve the pressure, you open that can, it sprays everywhere. So you could even be dealing with someone who's emotionally avoidant, who's used to not feeling their feelings. And then, like I said, you can push your feelings down, you can suppress them, but they're going to come back stronger. And sometimes it's like the tip of the iceberg when somebody starts healing their emotional wounds. Because they've been suppressing their emotions for so long, they go through a period where it's very emotional. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of regret. There's remembering, like memories are being triggered, emotional memories. So whoever this is, actually it makes sense that the frog is on the bottom, because whoever this is releasing their emotions, and it feels like a downpour because they've been suppressing them for so long. And they could have even been suppressing love for you, right? Maybe this person has I just heard, like, maybe for some of you, your person is ashamed or ashamed at how emotional they are right now. Maybe they feel like they need to be strong before they come towards you, but they still have hope for this connection. So all I'm seeing so far is water energy. Definitely water energy with the emotion. And maybe a bit of air with the overthinking and the anxiousness. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and we do have Aquarius here. I don't know if you know if this person has lost someone. I'm hearing a mother specifically. Maybe it's been a long time since you've heard from them. Again, I feel like this person has been suppressing this for a while. All right, let's get tarot. So we're going to start with their energy. We have the Five of Swords in reverse. That's good. That's good. Wanting to make amends, no longer self-sabotaging. We have the Two of Pentacles. There's that... It's like sitting on the fence. It's like, should I, shouldn't I reach out? One day I will. It's like they know they want to reach out. Ace of Wands was on the bottom when I started. So this person knows they want to take action, but they're kind of going back and forth, procrastinating. You know, if this person is in an emotional mindset, the fear of you rejecting them could be too much for their emotions to handle right now. And we have the King of Wands, so fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is someone who is feeling called to step up and to take action, to take the lead, to take control of this situation. Interesting. Someone who's very attracted to you. They could be a leader of some sort. All right, and we've got the Eight of Cups. So this person, you could have walked away from them. You know, maybe you were accepting less than you deserved. The Eight of Cups is a difficult energy because you can see all these cups are upright. So if this person or you did walk away from this, I feel like it was walking away from a lot of love. But sometimes even if you love someone, if you're accepting less than you deserve and you're not feeling fulfilled, you kind of have to walk away. I'm talking about you right now. They could need to walk away from a past version of themselves with the Eight of Cups. King of Pentacles. Very stable energy. Maybe you walked away from them because they weren't showing you that, you know, the King of Pentacles is earth energy, but it's also about, it says emotional and financial security and stability. So if this person wasn't showing you emotional stability, perhaps you walked away from someone you saw building a life with, marrying. The Moon. It's funny, I don't know who I'm picking up on here. So I'm just going to say the things that I'm hearing. You could have had to walk away from this because you had a fear or an uncertainty that this person was never going to be, or like wasn't able to be a stable partner for you. The Moon can also be something that needs to be revealed. Speaking of that, yeah, it's like this person is trying to find the strength to be honest with you. There could be regret for walking away from you. I'm having a hard time figuring out the messages that I'm getting, if it's you or them. So either you walked away from this towards something more stable, or they walked away from this. Ooh. Beep, beep. Someone's coming back around. It's funny that that started after I said they walked away from this, and now it's like they want to come back. I feel your person is very contemplative. Like right now I feel very, like usually I'm talking a lot and I just feel very contemplative or like big decisions. So let's see their current energy. What is their current energy, please, Spirit? They're definitely hiding something. They're definitely hiding something. Okay, we have the Empress and we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, they're definitely hiding. They're in avoidance, they're hiding. There's a need to be honest here with that Seven of Swords. And the Empress, that's actually good. Because the Empress is showing that the name Millie could be symbolic. I just heard one of my kids talking to my dog. Okay, this next message isn't going to be for all of you. But one thing I'm hearing is that you could be dealing with someone who's married, who knows that they're not happy, and who knows that one day they want to be with you, but right now they're still kind of hiding in that marriage, or staying in that marriage. That could have been one of the reasons the Eight of Cups was there. Perhaps they are married and there's a need to walk away from another connection in order to be with you. Now all of a sudden my dogs are going nuts. But that's not going to be for all of you. I just got a really quick download about that, and I'm not here to judge you, and nobody else should be judging you either. That could be the truth that this person wants to reveal to you, is that they do want to walk away from a marriage, or they need to walk away from a marriage. Again, I'm hearing that message I'm hearing like 20% of you or something, or 18%, 12%. That's weird. I've never gotten percentages. Baba Jolie could be symbolic because she also popped into my head. She's a tarot reader. But I think that a small collective of you are going to resonate with your person being married. And, you know, maybe you or them didn't want to sneak around anymore and be dishonest. Just like Baba Jolie says, I'm going to move away from that energy now. If it comes back up, I will honor it. But for now, I'm going to move away from it. So if your person, if you know they're not married, right now they're hiding a truth from you. And maybe it's that they see you as their empress, or they see you as this really down-to-earth, nurturing person. The fact that they're in feminine energy right now makes sense with all the emotion that's coming through. And I mentioned mother wounds, and I mentioned like specifically like learning how to reparent. Did I mention that? Learning how to reparent yourself. Like maybe this person has a really deep mother wound, and right now what you don't know is that they are learning how to nurture and love themselves. Like this is someone tending to their inner garden with the Empress. So they're working on grounding themselves. For some of you, what they could be hiding is a pregnancy. because there's this truth here that they're holding back. Again, if you are not resonating with the pregnancy or the marriage, don't automatically assume that that's your message, because I feel like I have 3 different things happening here. Let's just get a little more here. But right now, the message that I'm getting is whoever this is trying to heal these emotional wounds, tending to their inner garden. They're finally looking at the things they've been avoiding, the things that they've been suppressing. Taurus, Libra energy with the Empress. Let's get another one. Their energy, please, Spirit. So yeah, we have 5 of Cups coming out in reverse. So there's something about healing past wounds. Yes, that's good. So perhaps, like I said, mother wounds, wounds that have needed to be healed, that they've been suppressing. And they do have this hope that they can rekindle things with you in the future. They could also be releasing someone from their past. So if you know this person was married, that can talk about releasing someone from their past or those past mother wounds. It's healing those past wounds, though. And they still have hope for a future with you. Whatever triggered this grief, it kind of, like I said, it was the tip of the iceberg. Like whatever triggered this grief could have been like that, revealing everything that they've been suppressing underneath. Emotional release is what I'm hearing. One more for that. We have the Chariot. That's good. Ace of Swords. So they are having a breakthrough moment here, an epiphany. And the Chariot. So there is forward movement here. That's good. That's positive. I feel like your person is deep in thought right now. You know what I'm like. I'm usually very chatty in my readings. In real life, I'm not chatty at all. Just like, I'm getting like somebody who's overthinking. But they've had a breakthrough, and I kept saying tip of the iceberg. Look, I know those are mountains, but we have a sword here, a tip. Those look like icebergs to me. So they're having a breakthrough when it comes to healing past wounds, healing. Things they've been suppressing, things they've been running away from. Causing forward movement. The Chariot. Cancer energy. All right. Now I'm going to ask about how they think you're doing. How do they think you're doing without them is what I'm hearing. Again, this is their perception. This is their perception. So 7 of Pentacles for how they think you're doing. The Star. So they feel like you're investing in your healing right now. Investing in other things. Interesting. We have the World and the Queen of Wands for their perception of you. So their perception is that you are glowing up, that you maybe have even moved on with the world, that you're done, that you've moved on, that you have closure. Queen of Wands, very confident, very powerful. Remember, this is their perception of you. So they feel like you're done. You're investing in other things, possibly even something creative with the Queen of Wands. And you're attracting a lot of attention right now, perhaps even attracting attention online, because we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Stars. So you could be attracting a lot of energy online or a lot of attention online right now, because the world can also be the World Wide Web, investing in other connections. Remember, this is their perception. I'm not saying this is actually what you're doing. But if you are actually doing that, their perception is right. How do they think you feel about them? How do they think clarity? How do they think you feel about them? So they think that you feel like it's time to get back out there. Just looking at these cards, it's like their perception is that I'm just trying to get all the downloads I'm getting. That you feel like it's time to get back out there. And that you feel like they need clarity and awareness. Whoops. That's interesting. That just jumped into my hand, Knight of Pentacles. So you could be an entrepreneur. Two of Cups. This is how they think you're feeling. So there is something about, I'm hearing a few different things. I need to confirm this. I feel like this person, didn't we see the Two of Pentacles? I feel like they go back and forth. That's the energy I'm getting. Like one day makes sense with this anxiousness, and someday, maybe another time, another life, whatever. But one day they feel like, oh yeah, pile 2 would take me back if I awakened, if I brought forward clarity. They'd want to put this connection back together. But other days, it's like they have a fear that you're off meeting someone new, which maybe you are. Nothing wrong with that. And that could be why this person feels like they need to come towards you with the truth before it's too late. They need to take action towards you before it's too late, because you're attracting a lot of attention right now. This person feels like you feel like you've learned a lesson here. And you know, we have stop on the bottom. So not again, no longer tolerating this. So this person, I should have showed you this. This person, 10 of Swords in reverse, feels like you feel like you've learned a lesson here. Lesson learned. And that if you were to put this connection back together, again, this is how they think you're feeling. That you're feeling, if you were to put this connection back together, they would have to show you that they've healed. And have an honest conversation with you. Honest conversation to bring into balance. Honesty. Makes sense. Mr. Crow is here. You probably can't hear him very well because he's far away. During pile 1, he landed right on the roof outside my window and was very loud. I'm going to get one more. Your person's head is very confusing right now, I'm not going to lie. How does this person think you feel about them right now? Queen of Swords. Boundaries. I know my worth. I'm no longer putting up with less than I deserve. Cold, withdrawn. Boundaries. Standing in your power. Mr. Crow just confirmed it. Very interesting. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to figure it out, but either you put up boundaries and pulled your energy back, or this person walked away from you creating, boundaries between you, maybe not even speaking about them, but just like ghosting. And now there's this fear that they can't come back towards you. Let's see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? Five of Swords in reverse, wanting to make amends. Nothing else came out. I'm going to have to ask again. So they do want to make amends here with Five of Swords in reverse. They want to end the conflict. They want to stop self-sabotaging. Four of Wands on the bottom. So they see you as home. They want union with you. They want to come together with you. There's definitely the energy that they self-sabotaged, or that there were mind games or something. Although I'm not seeing anything about yet. Well, the Seven of Swords is there. There might have been toxicity here. I feel like the main part of this person's self-sabotage was pushing you away, staying in a situation where they weren't happy, knowing that it's you that they'd be happy with, or acting, from a place of wounding. How are they feeling about you? How are they feeling about pile 2? One more. Please give me one more. We have the Four of Cups. So there is a fear that you're going to refuse their offer. They're seeing you as a missed opportunity, the one that got away. Like they took you for granted. Like they should have invested in you. Maybe this person, for those of you that were resonating with them being in a committed connection, you could have come out of nowhere. Like maybe they had no intention of like ever leaving their marriage. We have the Nine of Wands for how they're feeling about you. So they want to persevere here. This is love that's not easy, perhaps because it triggers self-improvement. But they definitely feel like you have boundaries up because they took you for granted, or they were giving you less than you deserved. We have the Fool. I just heard like they feel like they were foolish squandering this love. They do want a new beginning with you. It's that Coffin card. But there's this fear because of boundaries, you're going to refuse their offer. Anxious. I just want to get a couple more. Like I said, I'm finding it really hard to read your person's energy. How are they feeling about you? We have Aries energy, fire energy, air energy. Six of Wands. All right, so Eight of Swords in reverse. So they want to, that's weird. I just felt a froggy bubble up in my throat. Releasing, cleansing, healing. So there is this energy where they have a new perspective of you. And for some of you that they would need to, I know I'm going to trigger people with this, but they would need to release or heal trauma or self-limiting beliefs or being in an unhappy situation. They would need to release that in order to be with you and in order to take care of this connection. There we have it again, the Star. So there's something about you For some of you, there's a spotlight on you in some way. Whether this person just sees a spotlight on you, you're their guiding light, or there's like an actual, you're actually online attracting attention. This person has clarity, awareness, wants to come towards you, wants to reignite passion with you, wants to invest in this connection. 6 of Wands, wants success, wants victory here. But that star and the 6 of Wands, like there is a spotlight on you. And they have a new perspective of you. You know, maybe their new perspective is you were just trying to help them heal. You were just trying to love them. You were just trying to, you know, make them feel seen, appreciated, not neglected. They have a new perspective of you. They're seeing you in a new light. What are their intentions? What are their intentions? Ace of Wands, action. The Emperor. See? So their intentions are to step up and lead here. Temperance. Create balance. Re-examine the priorities they've chosen. Their intentions are to heal, to be patient with themselves. Someday, somewhere, another time, I will take action. That's what I said in the very beginning of this reading. But this temperance shows them taking their time because they want to come in right. They want to come in divine masculine energy, take the lead, create stability. There's something about re-examining the priorities they've chosen here. Sagittarius, Aries. They want to level up to meet you where you are. Look at that. Ace of Wands, King of Wands. They want to level up to where you are. Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Maybe they see you being a power couple, like if you are in the spotlight. Let's see what action. I'm going to look at near future action first, which is like the next month. Near future energy action. Near future energy action. Well then. We do see them taking action in the near future because the 10 of Wands in reverse is them dropping that baggage, dropping those burdens. Whatever's weighing them down, they're releasing it, lightening the load. The Chariot, forward movement. Possibly even travel if you're at a distance. Near future energy, let's confirm the 10 of Wands in reverse and the Chariot. Or I should say near future action. Yeah, inspired action, Page of Wands and strength, having the courage to take action towards you. Because right now they don't have that courage. Spirit's saying one more for that. Let's confirm the Chariot, Page of Wands. There it is again. King of Wands. 6 of Swords. 6 of Cups. So you're definitely hearing from this person. 6 and 6, that's about balance and harmony. 6 of Swords, moving into calmer waters, reconnecting with the hopes of reunion. It's about hearing from this person. And we've got the 2 of Pentacles, so it's like this person gets off the fence, because right now I feel like they're sitting on that fence. And this is about, remember, Temperance, about reevaluating the priorities they've chosen. 2 of Pentacles is about coming towards you with stability, wanting to find stability, especially with these 2 6s. The Devil in reverse. Coming towards you without unhealthy attachments, without, like, there could be someone, something, unhealthy patterns that are being released here so that they can come towards you. What advice do you need about this? What advice do you need about this? So we have the 10 of Cups. So right now your advice is to focus on your own emotional fulfillment, focus on your family, focus on raising your vibration. There is the potential of forward movement here. It's like Spirit saying, keep moving on your healing journey, keep focusing on your healing, keep growing, keep progressing, don't wait. If this person, is meant to come into union with you, happy homecoming, 10 of Cups, they'll raise to meet your vibration. You don't want to lower your vibration for anyone else. And we have strength in reverse. So there could be something about working on your self-confidence right now. Or trusting your inner strength, not listening to your ego. Like maybe your ego is telling you that it's over, or that there's no point, that this person will never change. Your person is in the midst of changing, healing emotional wounds. Typically, I don't take reversals as advice either. So what's your advice for that Strength card? So right now you may be trying to achieve a goal that's not within your reach right now at the moment. That doesn't mean it'll never happen. It's just not within your reach right this second. That's what Strength in Reverse is saying. And you may be experiencing a lot of fear right now. Will there ever be this happy homecoming? Will this person ever grow? But that's just your fear and your ego here. So there's something about working on your self-doubt, working on your confidence. You are a very patient individual who is likely to accomplish anything that you put your mind to. And confidence will pull this person in. And if you don't want this person, your confidence will attract in someone else for you. This person's perception is that you are in your confidence. So I'm not sure how many of you are actually struggling with fear and confidence right now. But for those of you who are, that's your message. Your person's head is confusing me. I just want to get a few channeled messages from them. So right away, pretending. I'm tired of pretending that I am happy without you. The silence is killing me. That could be what they want to reveal. And head over heart, which is exactly the problem I'm having in this reading. So mirroring, think about how confused I was feeling during this reading. Are you experiencing some of that fear and self-doubt? Because it's coming from them. Heart says yes, but the mind says no. But they're sick of pretending that their heart isn't saying yes. What does this person want to say to you? There's that song again. I ain't missing you at all. Fragmentation. Until we make our shadows conscious, we will still continue to hurt others. Fragmentation of the soul. So healing emotional wounds will help that. Missing you. We may not be together right now, but my heart misses you dearly. Psychic, your intuition scares me. How much do you really know about me? Didn't I say you can see through that veil? You can see through this person. You can see if they're lying. You can see when they're acting from a wounded place. Intimidating. You got the reunion card. The force of love, the force of reunion is unstoppable. Together we are one. Isolation. I needed to be alone to figure out who I am and who I wanted to be. Please be patient with me. Left on red, so they could have left you on red. I'm not sure how to respond to your message, so at times I go quiet. That's that emotional avoidance. Divine timing. The universe always delivers in divine timing. Please be patient and trust the process. 1111. And we have surprise. Life is full of surprises, and I have something special planned just for you. And they do. One day, they know they want to step up and take action. The Emperor. Look at what's on the bottom. Remember what I said about mirroring. Because sitting in this person's energy confused my brain. So if you're feeling that confusion, that's why. Because there's mirroring here. And it's also... thank you for treating me with love and respect because you're focusing on your healing. What was your advice? The Three of Wands. There was a star in the distance. Keep focusing on your healing and your growth because it's mirroring back to this person. All right. As confusing as your person was, that felt pretty straightforward. Anyway, my friend, I am sending you lots of love and light, and I will see you next time. Bye. And the crows say goodbye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome to your reading. Blocked throat chakra. If you chose pile 3 and this magpie feather and the likely tarot, then this is going to be your reading about your person, how they're doing, and well, it's mainly about how they're feeling about you. But I pulled some oracle cards, which we're going to look at first. And this is going to show us who this is and the energy that they're in right now. So before we get to tarot, we'll do that. And I'm just going to stand up to show you this card so that you can see it properly, or I can make sure you're seeing it properly. So for this person's energy and how they're feeling towards you, we have the Tower and the Shore. So this is Mira Vision's tarot, and it's 2 decks in one. So the Tower is the same as the Shore. So if you look at this, clearly this person is going through some sort of upheaval right now where they're having a revelation, or it's bringing a revelation. It feels like the universe is really giving it to them. I'm curious when I lay it down which one it's going to end up on. It's on the Tower. All right. So this is a really interesting Tower card because we see a path being illuminated. So I feel like they are having a revelation, but I feel like the universe really had to give it to them first. I feel like this is someone who's been going through a lot of rough times, a lot of Tower moments. Perhaps you are mirroring this energy a bit. I just wanted to see how it fell, and it's falling on that image. So this feels more like they're coming out of the universe really trying to teach them a lesson, divine intervention. And now they're at the revelation stage where maybe there's realizing there's another way to approach this. So let's get into it. So these cards, like I said, are going to show us their energy and how they're feeling about you. So for their energy, we have this stingray. So water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is someone who's lacking confidence. And they're lacking confidence right now, maybe even lacking boundaries. I believe that the stingray talks about the influence of family and friends as well. So family and friends could have been influencing this connection. And if they weren't directly influencing it, the fear of their opinion could have been influencing this connection. Now, the stingray talks about personal growth, needing to go through personal growth. So this person is being called to grow and evolve and, you know, focus on their personal growth right now. So they are having some sort of revelation about the personal growth that they need to do. Now, I don't think you're in contact with this person. If you are in contact with this person, it probably wouldn't be anything stable. Or you could even be being a little standoffish or protecting yourself. For how they feel about you, we have the Swan. So definitely they feel a soul connection with you. Whether they know the term for that or not, I'm not sure, but soulmate, twin flame, they definitely feel a soul connection with you. And they feel like right now you are taking some time to yourself. So solo time. You could also be some sort of creator or writer. This person feels like you're very elegant, like maybe you're a mystic or very mystical. But the Swan is about solo time. So this person feels like right now you're taking some time to yourself, perhaps after a tower moment with them. And again, for you, you can see the tower, right? For me, when I'm looking at this card, because I'm down here, you're up there, I think right away I heard Spirit saying that's symbolic of you being at a higher frequency than this person. But I see the shore. So I believe this person needed to get started on their personal growth, and the universe was kind of trying to intervene, like divine intervention. And they feel like you are taking some time apart from them, reflecting. You could be connecting to your creative side right now. We have stress here, turbulence, tension, arguments. So right now it feels like your person is experiencing, like I said, some sort of divine intervention where there's a lot of turbulence in their life, a lot of stress. That's the universe's way of saying you're going the wrong way. Also, within this connection, there could have been arguments and stress, especially with the tower energy there, perhaps because there were boundaries that were lacking here, or your person, wasn't committing to their personal growth, or they had a lot of growing to do. I believe that the stingray, the shadow of the stingray, talks about blames others and quits. So this person could have blamed you, or they could have quit this connection or suddenly left. The other thing I was hearing is this person wasn't expecting to meet you. So you could have met very unexpectedly out of the blue. I feel like this person also, I'll get to this energy, but I feel like they weren't expecting to not be able to move on from you or to still think about you, and they do. They still think about you. I feel like this is someone who thought they could easily move on, but they haven't been able to. We have Divine Feminine coming out for how they're feeling about you. So yeah, even if you look at the body language of these animal cards, right now it looks like, you're facing away from them. So it feels to me, actually, we have the tiger on the bottom of the deck as well, which is divine feminine energy, and it's being at one with the stillness, with the silence, which reminds me of that swan. So it's like you're sitting in stillness right now, reflecting, but they feel like you're in divine feminine energy, so yin energy. I do not chase, I attract, tending to your inner garden. The fact that we have the swan and the divine feminine and the tiger, I do believe that this person feels a very special connection with you that they weren't expecting to feel. We have heartbroken for how they're feeling about you, deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving and despair, and breakup. So they are feeling the ending here, or they're feeling sad without you. And again, I don't know if they were expecting to feel that way. You could also be dealing with someone who, was good at distracting themselves. Like I was hearing it's been a while maybe since you've heard from this person or spoken to this person or since this ending. And I feel like it took a while for the universe to kind of wake them up. And now it's hitting them out of the blue, very surprisingly. All of a sudden it's hitting them, perhaps because you are in divine feminine energy and you're surrendering, you're detaching. It's finally hitting them. I'm hearing like lightning. Little Mermaid could be symbolic. It's finally hitting them. So you could have even been dealing with an avoidant or someone who had friends and family who, we're feeding them that whole, oh, you can find someone else, and why would you even think about them? Friends and family, or the opinions of friends and family, could be a blockage here. So we have water here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have soulmates for how they feel about you, soul connection, partnership, soul contract, life partner. So you even could have triggered their fear of commitment. You could be dealing with a runner here who was not running from you, but who was running from their own personal growth and the changes that they needed to make with that tower. And I feel like, again, I just keep hearing the message that the universe has been working very hard, as you've been working hard on yourself. The universe, because like I said, you see the tower, but from where I'm sitting, I can see the shore. And, it's choppy waters, it's conflict with others, there's, fireballs coming out of the sky. So I feel like this person's life has been full of turbulence, tension, arguments, stress, divine intervention to get them to do this personal growth. Because the stingray talks about how this stingray will hover and wait until the person is ready to commit to that personal growth. And especially if you're counterparts, that's part of their contract, is to do the personal growth. But it looks like you're focused on yourself right now. We have sorry, regretful, knowing they are in the wrong, sad, remorseful, apologetic, olive branch, sorry they can't, feeling bad, guilty. So again, it feels like this person is very much in their feelings, feeling very remorseful. We have sad, low, unhappy, melancholy, down, troubled, disappointment, upset, let down. And we have shocked, surprised, unexpected, taken aback, didn't see it coming, out of the blue. So it feels like this just hit them out of the blue, this sadness, this grieving and despair. And like I said, maybe they weren't expecting you to pull back your energy. Maybe they weren't expecting to meet you. Maybe they were expecting to just move on and never think about you again. But that's clearly not what's happening here. They're clearly thinking about you a lot. So you chose the Likely Tarot, and the reason I chose this one is because there is magpies in it somewhere. Anyway, I'm sure we'll see them. Very interesting, the cards that I was cutting open to. I saw the Emperor, I saw the Eight of Wands, I saw the Page of Pentacles. Five of Wands in reverse, blockages being removed. The end of conflict, compromise, resolution. So I do feel like this person wants resolution with you. So we're going to look at their energy first, and then we're going to look Knight of Wands, runner energy. They could be younger than you. They could have been outrunning their feelings. We're going to look at their energy. Then we're going to see how they're perceiving you and how they think you feel about them. And then we'll look at their feelings. So one more. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. Healing past wounds. All right. Well, that's a good sign. So, Eight of Wands. That's what I was seeing in the shuffle. So there is, it's interesting because from where you're sitting, you can see the tower, and the image of that tower with there's a revelation happening for them, and it's causing, once you commit to personal growth, especially the masculine, if you're familiar with twin flame connections, they can go through rapid change and rapid growth. It's also the energy of, wanting to communicate with you. So communication, whoa. These are the cards I was seeing when I was shuffling. We have the Emperor and the Eight of Wands. That's insane. So this person is having a revelation that's causing rapid change and rapid growth. the Emperor, divine masculine energy, knowing they need to step up and communicate with you if they want to talk to you, because you don't look like you're talking to them over here. You look like you're, you know, I heard facing yourself, facing your shadows, focused on yourself. You could be doing mirror work. All right, so 3 of Cups, wanting to reconnect. Wow. Also, the opinions of friends could have gotten in the way of this connection, or the fear of what their friends would think, especially if you're very different. So let's see their current energy. What is their current energy? We have the Page of Swords. So they could be watching you right now, but they're curious about what you're doing. They're learning something here with the Page of Swords. We have the Hanged Man. So they're gaining new perspectives. They could be younger than you. Interesting. They're holding back watching you is what it feels like. Pisces energy, air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Hanged Man is Pisces. So right now they're getting a new perspective from watching you. Whatever that new perspective is. And they're waiting. So they're waiting to take action. Maybe they still have a lot of burdens in their life. They're feeling like they're feeling very weighed down here. So I just feel like it's hitting them. Like the guilt, the remorse for whatever they did, because we have sorry. They know they were in the wrong. They know they need to extend an olive branch, but they're waiting for the right time. Watching you. You could be doing something online creatively. Let's get a few more. Death and rebirth. Yes, that's awesome. So your person is going through a personal growth. They're going through a transformation right now. Making positive changes. 5 of Pentacles on the bottom. Wanting to engage in an honest and heartfelt conversation with you. 2 of Cups, wanting to reunite with you. Look at this Death card, Scorpio energy. So they are going through a transformation. And once they go through that transformation, once they decide to work on their personal growth, remember the 8 of Wands and the Emperor, rapid change and rapid growth. So we have a Phoenix here. So they're actually phoenixing. And I was having Phoenix energy right before I started this. I was also having procrastination. So I haven't done a pick a card in a while. And I banged out those first 2 piles like one after the other. And then I stopped and took a break before yours. And then I got hit with like this wave of procrastination. So there is a little bit of procrastination about coming towards you, and they could have been procrastinating this transformation, the personal growth, stepping into their power. This is someone making positive changes. 5 of Pentacles in reverse, wanting to come home, wanting to come in out of the cold. Why did it just get really dark here? All right, let's see how they perceive you. Remember, I'm not saying this is the energy you're in. This is how they're perceiving you. How are they perceiving you? King of Cups. Whoa. So you could have boundaries up. 9 of Wands on the bottom. So you could be guarded or guarding your energy. But the King of Cups, they perceive you as someone, well, a peacock. We have a peacock here, so you know what I'm going to say. The peacock, advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. Very kind, very compassionate. King of Cups energy. They see you as someone very emotionally intelligent, very intuitive, healthy balance between your head and your heart, emotionally healthy, emotionally mature. That's how they're perceiving you. And if this is someone who needed to work on those things, that could be why they were resisting looking in the mirror. Like if you have all those qualities and those are things this person needed to work on. Let's see how else they're perceiving you. Water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. How are they perceiving you? So we have the Queen of Wands, glow up energy. You know, for some of you, their perception could be that you have someone emotionally mature that you're with right now. Again, I am not saying that you are with someone, but their perception seems to be that you could be with someone. Either you're this emotionally intelligent person and you're with someone who's kind of fiery, creative, confident, or it's the other way around. They see you as going through a glow up, attracting in someone emotionally mature. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So their perception is that you are making adjustments in your life. You're ending cycles. Your wheel is turning. You're moving forward. Their perception could be that there's some sort of friendship turning to romance in your energy. They see you as, their perception is that you're very magnetic right now, attracting a lot of attention, glow up energy. And also I'm hearing fated connection. Their perception is this was a fated connection. How do they think you're feeling about them? Seven of Swords in reverse, done with the games. So their perception is that you're done playing their games. You're done putting up with less than you deserve, possibly with their emotional immaturity. Interesting. Ace of Pentacles. So they feel that, or they think that you feel, if you were ever to have a new beginning with them, you wouldn't go back to the way things were. You wouldn't put up with their toxic behaviors, them denying the personal growth they have to do, sneaking around. Like there could have been sneaking around within this connection, especially with the stingray, with the opinions of friends and family. An Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. So the way that they think you're feeling is that if you were to have a new beginning, it would have to be honest, no games, no running. Interesting. Let's keep going for how they think you feel about them. Eight of Cups, walking away. No longer accepting less than you deserved. I'm saying it in past tense for some reason. So they do feel like you feel like it's time to walk away and release, detach. Oh my. We have the Likely Creator on the bottom, which is a bonus card. You could be some sort of creator or creative person. That Eight of Cups, they see you as someone who feels like it's time to walk away. So they actually feel like they're being left behind. And maybe that's shocking to them. I want one more. Yeah, I said, when this card came out, I said, you're no longer accepting less than you deserve. And then the Eight of Cups came out, the Moon. So for how they think you feel about them, you're uncertain. Again, I'm not saying this is fact. This is what they feel like you feel, that you're uncertain if there's still a future here. Two of Wands. So there's a fear and uncertainty about whether or not you feel like there's a future here, that maybe you don't trust them anymore. They could have broken your trust in some way. So they don't think you think very highly of them, is what I'm seeing. How are they feeling about you? Three of Swords, pain, separation, missing you, deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving and despair, needing to apologize, regretful, knowing they were in the wrong. How are they feeling about you? We have the Six of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. So they feel like you gave them a lot. Also, they feel like you could be helping others with the Six of Pentacles. You could definitely be helping others in a creative way, but that you want equal give and take. You want reciprocity. The Four of Pentacles, it's like they feel like you don't have a fear of being alone anymore. Maybe in the past, Eight of Cups, you had a fear of being alone. Four of Pentacles is also like not being able to let go of you. So clinging on to you, like not being able to let go of your energy, soul connection. So they could have even tried to move on from you, but still felt your energy. They could also be feeling like you could help them move forward, especially if you're farther along in your healing journey. And we have the Chariot here. So they do feel like coming towards you, taking action towards you. They could be feeling a little bit insecure though, because look at how they think you're feeling about them. None of that is your fault. But they could be feeling insecure about reaching out to you. That's what it is. They're feeling insecure about reaching out to you, about coming towards you. Because they have no idea how you're feeling. You're very mysterious to them right now. I'm just going to get a few more. I just want to be clear. Yeah, Five of Swords in reverse. They want to make amends with you. Let's just get a few more for how they're feeling about you. Two of Swords. Queen of Cups. One more. Six of Swords. So listen, there is this fear, like they want to take down to earth action towards you, but they're very much in their head. They know they need to step up if they're going to communicate with you. They feel stuck about how to come towards you, how to reconnect with you, what to say. Like I'm seeing someone really overthinking this. Like, do I just say hi? Do I say happy holidays? Do I start with an apology? They're really overthinking how to approach you, and they're almost stuck, frozen. I'm hearing over-analysis paralysis. And they feel like you're moving on because this became so stagnant. So it could have been a while since you've heard from them. And then we have the Queen of Cups for how they feel about you. So again, another energy where they see you. Look at the body language of the rabbit, the magpie, the swan, all facing that way. So there's this fear that you're moving on, and they have no idea how to come towards you. They feel like you are a healer, kind, compassionate. I love that the magpie feather came out, or not the magpie feather. I love that the Queen of Cups came out because it has the magpie on it. You're very focused on yourself right now. That's how they're feeling. There's definitely this fear that you're closed off to them because the Queen of Cups protects their cup. You could be very intuitive. They could be younger than you. They definitely have romantic feelings for you. And look, the Phoenix is here. So there's this, they're going through a transformation right now. So there's this hope that once they transform, they can come towards you with a romantic offer and rekindle things with you. They could just be more emotionally immature than you, not as far along in personal growth, or they could be younger than you. Let's see their intention. What is their intention? What is their intention? That fell in my lap. Six of Wands, to have a successful outcome, to have victory. Ace of Wands, to take action, possibly online. So their intention could be to reach out to you online for some of you. But their intention is to take action and have success and victory, recognize you, make you feel seen, make you feel loved. Recognize, I'm hearing the effort that you put in the past. Come towards you with confidence. Right now, they don't have that confidence, though. So their intention is to come forward with confidence. So they need to find that confidence, that Emperor energy. I just want to look at future actions. I feel like this one needs a little bit of time because they're phoenixing right now. Having that revelation, transformation, the Tower. I'm going to do the next 6 weeks, connecting energy. The next 6 weeks, we have the Eight of Swords. So there's like lack of self-confidence here. The Tower. So that's what I was hearing, that it's going to take some time. So for the next 6 weeks, they're still in that lack of confidence, limited, self-limiting beliefs, keeping themselves stuck, self-imprisoned, and we have the Tower on the bottom. So they're still shifting here in the next 6 weeks. Queen of Swords, boundaries up. That's that feeling apprehensive to approach you. I heard it right away that this one's going to take some time. So that's the next 6 weeks. I almost want to say 6 to 8 weeks because 8 swords, that's 8 weeks. So 6 to 8 weeks. Oh my gosh, I'm having a flashback to a Virgo reading. Are you a Virgo? Are they a Virgo? Overanalysis paralysis. That gives me some Virgo energy. I'm like in your person's energy right now, and I'm like, like I'm having a really hard time here. They're really overthinking how to come towards you, what to say, how to break the ice, how to start the conversation. They're really lacking confidence, shaking in their boots, I'm hearing. Especially if they think you have someone else in your energy. Like, I think they think about the timing of when they want to reach out and they get like over-analysis paralysis. That's what's happening to me right now when I'm thinking about what timing should I ask about next. I'm going to go 8 to 12 weeks. This person needs some time to transform. 8 to 12 weeks. And you look like you're, working on something anyway. 8 to 12 weeks, connecting energy in the next 8 to 12 weeks. I just looked over at the clock and it's 3:33 here. We have the Hermit. Oh, we have the Five of Swords. That's good. So there is some sort of, in the next 8 to 12 weeks, this bear reminds me of coming out of the cave, release from isolation, re-entry. It reminds me of the bear card in the animal deck. So release from isolation, Five of Swords, coming forward to make amends. And this bear looks like it's crying. and saying hello. We also have daffodils, which are a sign of a new beginning, a sign of spring, rebirth, growth. So the combination of these is making me feel like you hear from this person in 8 to 12 weeks. Let's confirm it. Let's confirm that. 8 to 12 weeks, connecting energy. 5 of Cups, someone from your past. 5 of Cups in reversed. Someone from your past rekindles your hope for the future. How are they feeling? Knight of Cups, wanting to rekindle. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. So there is some sort of collaboration here, 8 to 12 weeks, where this person is going to rekindle your hope for the future. 3 of Pentacles could also be through someone else, like an acquaintance you both have. But I think it's more so about them coming towards you to see if you can get on the same page, to see if you can work together. And it shows your hope for a future being rekindled. 8 of Pentacles. So they could reach out through whatever you do for work, or they could show up at your work. Especially if they don't know where you live, I'm hearing. But this shows effort, dedicated effort, commitment. 7 of Pentacles. So something you've been waiting for. This is like something you've been waiting for manifests. We have the Magician as well, communication, Gemini and Virgo. So 8 to 12 weeks. I want to see if Spirit can tell me anything about the action they're taking in 8 to 12 weeks. Maybe your person, oh my gosh, the Hermit. I mean, that's not the Hermit, but that's the bear with the tear on the Hermit. And that's what came out for 8 to 12 weeks. That is inspired action, the Page of Wands. 9 of Cups, so they're coming towards you, trying to remain positive. They could come towards you I don't want to say toxic positivity, but they could reach out to you and be completely hide that they're feeling anxious and completely hide that, not forever, but that they've been going through a tough time. This is positivity, someone taking action in a positive way towards you. And I love that it's the Hermit, which I'm confirming right now, or the bear. And look, the bear is closer in this image. See? In this image, kind of distant. In this image, right in the foreground or the forefront. I keep hearing a song. I can't figure out what it is. Something about saying hello. But whenever I try and figure out what it is, the song I Just Called to Say I Love You pops into my head. I just called to say how much I care. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Is it the song? Is there a song Hello by Adele? I don't know what that song would be, but that's what I just heard. I heard Hello by Adele. What's that song about? Hello, is it me you're looking for? I know you guys really love sitting here listening to me listen to music in my head. It's like you're not even at my party. I can't figure out what that song is. It's an older song. Is it me you're looking for? It's very it's a dramatic song. Anyway. Maybe the Beatles, you say hello and I say goodbye or something. You say goodbye and I say hello. Hello, hello. I don't know why I said goodbye. Just say hello. I'm like butchering the lyrics here. One of those songs could be relevant. Those are the songs Spirit is giving to me. Pile 3. It's always pile 3 that I feel like info dumping and talking about random crap in. I used to watch tarot readers who were, I should know this, clairaudient. Is that the term? Anyway, I used to watch tarot readers who got channeled downloads through music. And I used to be like, I wish I could do that. And that's, you know, a major way that I channel energy, which is fascinating to me. So anything you admire, why am I telling you this? Anything you admire in someone else is within you. Just like I think this person admired things within you that triggered them. And now I'm back to listening to music. Okay, let's move on. What is your advice? You could be working on your creativity or your mission. Remember, anyone you watch, anyone that inspires you, you have that within you. Okay? That's funny. I stopped on the 4 of Wands for your advice. Oh my gosh. I'll shuffle out another card, but I stopped to, you guys know I can't shuffle and talk at the same time. What was I going to say? There's something about working on your success. No, that's the 6 of Wands. Work on your stability. Work into coming into inner union with yourself. Anyway, I'm hearing the potential for union. Let's, what is your advice? What is your advice? The Hierophant. Have you started working on your mission? You could inspire others. You could lead others. Look at the little beaver. From this deck, to bring into balance, help others, meaningful work, being a service to others. That's the beaver in the Animal Oracle deck. The Hierophant, focus on your spirituality, focus on your spiritual lessons, focus on your own ascension. Taurus energy, earth energy. You could definitely be a mentor to others or working on your mission already. And if you've had that little whisper to work on your mission, follow it. Because look at that, King of Pentacles. It could bring you financial stability. It could become your main job. Financial freedom, I'm hearing. That's really good. Strength, having the strength and the courage to lead others. Anyway, I like that. All right, we're going to get channeled messages from your person. Let's see what they want to say. I do need to shuffle these. I do need to shuffle them. They're hard to shuffle. Oh my gosh, I just saw the card. I check my phone every day to see if you have texted me. So this person hoping that you're going to reach out first so that they don't have to step up. Let them step up. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's where I cut the deck. That was, remember when I stopped shuffling, 4 of Wands was on the bottom. The force of love, the force of reunion is unstoppable. Together we are one. Okay. All right, what does this person want to say to you? What does this person want to say to you? Ooh, divine feminine. Nice. All right. Priority. You are no longer an option. I'm making you a priority. Actions will match their words. So maybe in the past, this person didn't prioritize you. Remember about how they feel about you, Six of Pentacles. So they do want to make you a priority. 5D, you made me realize that we are one. Meet me in the stars tonight. So this person is dreaming about you. Have you been dreaming about them? Irresistible. That's divine feminine energy. I cannot resist you. You're the best I've ever had. You have my undivided attention. Confused. So when you were dealing with this person in the past, they were very confusing. They were confused. This was probably someone who, not for all of you, but this is probably someone who, like, maybe sometimes they friend zoned you. Maybe they told you they didn't know if they wanted to commit to this or if they were ready for commitment. Possibly because of the opinions of family and friends or what others think. I'm seeing that card, something about being on the down low. Love offer. I want to offer you the world and promise you will have the best version of me. So I feel like they know they need to come forward in better energy. Old habits are breaking down and a new version of them is being revealed. Phoenix, Phoenix, Hercules, Hercules. Divine feminine, you're a goddess who healed me and transformed me to my higher self. Apology. So they do want to make amends. They do know that they were in the wrong. I'd never take you for granted again. I've learned my lesson. I am so sorry. Speak up. I am not letting you go. You will hear from me. Don't give up on me. And soulmates. Exactly. I'm drawn to you in a way I've never experienced before. So, pile 3. I'm going to leave it here. It was a good time. I always love pile 3. I love all the piles, but for some reason, pile 3 is always a bit different. I'm sending you guys lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon.